Hello, hello, Cancer. Welcome to your 2019 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Cancer. And I'm just going to pull these oracle cards. And while I do that, I want to let you know that 2019 love and romance readings are out now. The link is in the description box for those. They're all on Patreon, and good grief, those things turned out so well. So I highly recommend that you check that out if you're interested in love readings. It will apply to you whether or not you're in partnership or if you're just looking to manifest. And I am also offering video readings like this that are personal. So you're welcome to check that out in the description box as well. And take a deep breath into the diaphragm. That one. And first thing for today, I slow down. Are you rushing through anything? Is there something that you are eager to get? This is going to be a good time to pull your energy back away from those things, because it's going to help give you some clarity on what's really going on, what you really want, how things are unfolding. So I just am seeing this as you kind of having a different perspective around expedience. The animal card is raccoon. This is interesting. It looks like composting to me. What I mean by that is when you're slowing down, it's kind of like visiting old ideas, visiting old wounds perhaps. Maybe that's a part of what 2019 has in store, is kind of unpacking things that you may have swept under the rug a long time ago. It's very much the scavenger energy, like going and picking through things, because think about how raccoons like to go dig through trash, and so it just is resonating that way, where you kind of are looking through things to get more information for yourself in order to push yourself forward. I know it's such a funny comparison, but that's just what this is reading as. And then the botanical card for you is growth. This is where the slow down card is also coming in handy, is it's, you know, sometimes you have to slow down to speed up, slow down to get clarity, slow down to get to where you want to go. And so this is going to be a big year of growth. I believe the North Node is in Cancer as well, so that's a huge thing that you can work with this year. And then the angel card for you is integrity. Okay. Being honest and forthright about your intentions, your values, your beliefs, everything like that is going to be really helpful for you. So make sure that you're being really honest with yourself about what you want. You're not settling for anything less than. You're not sacrificing your standards. I know that can be kind of a tricky one. Really have integrity with yourself this year, and that's going to have major payoff. Now this is a mind, body, spirit reading, so we're going to get started with mind. First thing, King of Pentacles. I'm going to clarify this one. And then we have Two of Pentacles. It's so this is kind of some wishy-washy energy, but the model for what you want to do when it comes to your mind and how you're making decisions is stick to your principles. That's the biggest thing that you can do. Have integrity in your desires and what you want and what you're communicating, because the Two of Pentacles, the humming and hawing, the I don't know, the give me some time to figure it out, it doesn't look like that's actually going to serve you, because if you take too much time to contemplate, you might start over-identifying with someone else's feelings and then talk yourself out of decisions that are best for you. And that's kind of where Cancer's sensitivity can be it can not be helpful. That's more on the side of it not benefiting you. There's many ways in which it does, but there's always pros and cons to that. So this looks like it's highlighting, look, be really strong in what you're thinking and what you're wanting and what you're communicating. But if you spend too much time in limbo with the decision, it's probably not going to serve you well. So just take that with you through 2019. It's going to be a good idea to be a little bit more decisive. And even if you have to slow down certain things, don't overthink decisions that are kind of, that are simply either it's what you want or it's not what you want. Now we're going to move into your physical well-being, the High Priestess. If you have something going on health-wise, or a weird ache or pain, or a rash that's kind of funky, pay attention to your intuition, because that's going to be what really helps you this year. It's one of those things where if you're like, I think that I should, you know, go see a massage therapist for this, or maybe I should go to physical therapy, or find a new practitioner, or maybe this is more of a spiritual problem, not as much of a physical problem. You know, there's different things that can manifest in the body and when it comes to your health. So pay attention if you have a gut feeling, or like maybe it's just something you're doing, like you're eating a food that your body doesn't agree with, or you're not getting enough sleep. Whatever your intuition is communicating is what you want to honor and what you want to take into consideration when it comes to your health. So trust your body, trust your intuitive hits about anything health related, and that's going to help steer you in the right direction. And it's also going to help you manifest the right team, if you will, the right practitioners, the right doctors, the right whatever, right resources. And Spirit, the Empress, let this be something that supports you in feeling taken care of. The Empress is all about divine feminine and receiving. So this is very comfy energy for you. I'm getting that you are really going to have a lot of benefit come from looking at spiritual practice and spiritual investment as something that really nourishes you. So it's kind of like if you don't have a spiritual practice right now, aside from like watching horoscope videos, maybe pick something up this year that might be helpful. Unless your plate is super full and it's just not in the cards for you, then I would say find something simple that works for you. It doesn't have to be something you have to dedicate 90 minutes to a day. I'm all for making spirituality and spiritual practice something that's bite-sized, something you can commit to, something that feels good and energizes you. And the Empress is kind of showing that here. Anyway, the bottom line is that investing in your spiritual health and your spiritual well-being is going to have payoff. That's a great way for you to nourish yourself in 2019. So don't forget that tool, because it's on your side. Now we have advice for you in 2019, Two of Cups. I'm going to clarify this one. The Chariot. Your connections are what will push you forward. So if you're wondering, how do I solve this problem? Or how do I get these resources? Or how do I figure out what's going on next? The answer is connections. So when in doubt, go networking. When in doubt, expand who you're contacting. Reach out to friends, reach out to previous contacts or old coworkers. It's just about who you know. Anything that you want is only a couple degrees of separation away from where you are right now and who you know right now. So don't underestimate this, because if you're feeling stuck, make more connections. That's the biggest piece of advice that you can carry through this year. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles, and this is what you need to know. This is the year to cast a wide net as well. Like I said, expanding your network and also expanding all the other areas. When in doubt, think from a place of abundance. Think from a mindset of overarching, what are all the different avenues you can take to get to where you want to go. Just plant many seeds. Many seeds in 2019. Leave no stone unturned. This is going to be the best strategy for you, similar to making more connections. It's also a time when experimentation is going to go really well for you. So don't sleep on this, because if there's something you want to pursue or something you want to explore or something that's been kind of hanging out that you haven't touched but you've been wanting to, you're really going to miss out. The more experimentation you do in 2019, the better off you're going to be. And that's just the way this year is going to go. So it's like if you sit on your hands, then there's no guarantee that things are going to spin in your favor. But if you take aligned action, you're going to see amazing benefits from that. Okay, and this was originally supposed to be the first card that I pulled, but I decided to just go with the reading how I was reading it. So maybe there's a reason for that. I don't know, we'll see. But this is the central energy for you. The Hierophant goes back to the King of Pentacles, integrity, sticking to your principles, sticking to your beliefs. Not a good time to sacrifice that. Really be conscious. If you have a tendency to people please, you need to watch out for that in 2019 and set some boundaries with yourself, because you're just going to get lost in the weeds. You're going to get sidetracked. It's really going to keep you away from the things that you want, because you're going to end up having too many plates spinning, and it's going to make decision making really hard. And so pace yourself, especially before committing to anything. That's where now the slow down card is having even more potency here, because this is showing that you have to be very conscientious of what you're saying yes to and how much you are promising other people. So that's just something to keep in mind. If you are setting goals in 2019, if you have things that you want to achieve in 2019, you have to stick to it. You have to show yourself that you're serious, and that's going to be how you get the most healing. But if you get sidetracked, it's going to be harder for you to get to the places that you're intending at the beginning of the year. Keep your big goals in mind. Keep your priorities and values in mind every step of the way. Now, if you are new to my channel, we are getting into the timeline portion. So we're going to start here with the first quarter of 2019. It's about 3 months. Second, third, and fourth quarter. So first thing, Strength. This card has been popping up in this position over and over and over. I don't know why. It just likes hanging out here. So this looks like your intention for 2019 is pretty high. You have standards and expectations that are pretty high at the beginning of the year. Maybe you're setting some lofty goals. And so all looks good here, but let me see what's in the second quarter, because that's really going to show us what's going on. The Knight of Cups, this is going to be a mixed bag. One of two things is going to happen. Either you start showing up for other people more than you're showing up for yourself, which is something that the Knight of Cups can do. That's more of the dark side of the Knight of Cups, is just overgiving. Or this is something where you're still keeping your best interest intact. This is something that you will, that you can honor, that you can sustain through the second quarter, but it's just going to go one of those two ways that I've been describing. So it starts off strong, but then you're really going to see your willpower and your values, which way they go in the second quarter and how committed you are. Remember that if you're trying to build something for yourself or create something really great in 2019, you have to be deeply, deeply committed to yourself and your desires and taking actions that make sense for you. If you're getting distracted, then you're communicating that you are not as important, and be careful with that. Third quarter, the moon. So you will need to reintegrate and realign yourself in the third quarter. This is probably going to be the most challenging part of the year. The middle is when it's kind of like, where am I going? Where have I been? What am I challenging? What am I still keeping around? Have I lost track or lost sight of what I originally wanted? Has it changed? So this is going to be a good time to maybe set mid-year goals or intentions, or seeing where did you want to be, where are you now, and where are you going. Figure something out to set your intentions with this. So the moon just looks like the discombobulation, not totally having clarity over it, but it's something that you can work out. It's just going to take a little bit of effort. And wrapping up 2019, we have the 10 of Swords. So this is reading as the full release, all of those patterns that I was talking about. Maybe it's, for you, it's people pleasing or putting yourself last. Maybe it's not committing to things or committing to yourself the way you intend in the beginning. And so there's a lot of things happening that are really highlighting those patterns to you in 2019. And so I think that now you have all the information that you need to be able to see this clearly. The 10 of Swords is kind of the last straw. Like, will you continue doing things the way you were before, or are you going to change the way you've done things and let go of those patterns that no longer serve you? And I will clarify that card. You guys know that the 10 of Swords really isn't as scary as some people think it is. So I'll be nice and clarify it. Judgment. Yeah, you have to make final decisions about what you're doing. Do you like the way things are going? Do you like the way that the year has gone by? What would you have done differently? Did you notice all of the ways that you maybe have misstepped or done something that wasn't totally in alignment with you? And that's the thing that you have to make a decision about. 3-card pick time, so you're welcome to choose a card. You're welcome to ask a question, whatever feels good to you. Card number 1, transition. You're in the middle of something that is going to turn out differently than the way you're experiencing it now. So give yourself some time. If this card is the one that's resonating, just give yourself a breather. Don't expect everything to be totally worked out right now. Let yourself kind of roll with the punches and see things through. Card number 2, we have surrender. Let go of what you can't control. I think that people take surrendering a bit extreme, where they think it's just they don't have control over anything and they're entirely powerless over every element of their life. Please do not buy into that. That's not what surrendering is. It's just about taking aligned action where you can and letting go of the piece that you can't control, like free will. You can't control free will. So if somebody, it's like there's no magic spell that you can put on somebody to make them behave differently or make them choose differently or make them be differently. So you have to let go of those types of things. Otherwise, take aligned action where you can. And the third card is Mentor. Are you stepping into a mentorship role, or do you need a mentor this year? Whatever resonated more is the answer for you. So this might be seeking out a teacher, seeking out someone to support you. It could also be maybe you stepping into teaching something, teaching classes, or whatever you're passionate about. But either way, the mentor and mentee relationship is going to be important for you this year. All right, my friends, that is all that I have for you today. Thank you so much. Don't forget, check out the 2019 love and relationship readings. Check out the video readings that I have available. All the links are in the description box. If you want to work with me one-on-one, don't forget, I am an intuitive counselor. That's actually my wheelhouse. That's actually what I do for a living. And so if you want to get an energy check, get your chakra system tuned up with me, ask as many questions as your heart can desire, you know, go ahead, check that out. It's in the description box. And until next time, have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful 2019. All the cards are in the description box if you want to know which decks I used. And I will talk to you all later. Have a good one, Cancer. Bye-bye.